Jake here for American Muscle, and today I'm taking a look at the MMD styling bar fitting 2015 to 2023 Mustang convertibles. This is going to be the perfect upgrade for an S550 owner who wants to add some of that cool retro flavor to their car without having to sacrifice. This is a bolt-in part. It's going to transform the look of your car and add a bit more rigidity to the chassis without having to do extensive mods or spend a ton of money. It's a cool way to make your Mustang stand out stylistically too. Now, while this might look like a roll bar, I want to start this video out by saying that this is not meant to provide you with additional protection in the event of a rollover type of collision. It's mostly just for style, hence the name. However, style is something that it does quite well. It brings more of that retro look to your Mustang, something reminiscent of 80s or 90s cars, or even the 70s Mustang convertibles, which had a similar bar equipped on them. It brings a bit of that style to the S550, and I really think that it integrates very well too. Now the covering on here, as you can see, is grained to match the rest of the trim in your interior, and it's a soft touch too. So it looks and feels like something that Ford might have originally had as a factory option. However, this isn't all about style, despite what the name might imply, since it is at its core a steel bar that's going to connect one side of the car to the other. So this is going to add some rigidity to the car as a whole by effectively simulating a small B-pillar connection and reestablishing that connection between the two sides of the car that are lost when you go from a coupe to a convertible. So this can eliminate some of the chassis or body flex that convertibles are known for, make your car feel a little bit more stable overall. It's not going to transform it into some track beast. Again, this is not a roll bar or a roll cage. However, it is going to make it feel a little bit more stable. Again, give you a little bit more rigidity than what you would have stock. This will also fit perfectly underneath of the top, and it's not going to impede the operation of your convertible top either. So you can bolt this guy in and still be able to enjoy top up or top down motoring. Under the skin, you get a tubular steel bar here for stability and strength. This is going to run the entire length here. Now again, it's not going to add anything in the event of a rollover collision, but it still is going to be strong and stable. Now that bar is covered by molded foam, as you can see here, to give it this sleek shape, and that foam is topped off with a dark charcoal colored vinyl, again with that grain to match the rest of your Mustang's interior. It actually feels pretty nice in your hands. It's a solid setup, and again, it really kind of makes me think it would be something that Ford could have offered as a factory option. Feels nice, it's well put together, and as we also discussed before, this is a bolt-in part, so you don't need to weld anything in. You've got brackets that come in here, and these are powder-coated black, and they're fitted for your car as well. So again, they're just gonna bolt right in underneath the panels and make everything pretty easy as far as installation goes, but we'll touch on that more in a moment. First things first, let's talk price. Pricing for this one comes in at about $350, making it more affordable than other options like this out there. Now this one doesn't have an integrated brake light or a wind deflector, but you don't necessarily need those. So that's gonna save you a bit of coin over a similar type of bar that might be equipped with those things. And while $350 isn't exactly a drop in the bucket, I still think this is a good price considering the stylistic and dynamic improvement it can make. And I am a big fan of anything that makes a stylistic and dynamic improvement, and not just because I like saying it. I think it looks cool, and again, if it makes your car feel a little bit better too, that's just icing on the cake. Installation is going to get a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and you should expect this to take you about 2 hours to complete. Now, like I mentioned earlier, this is a bolt-on installation, but you are going to have to drill some holes in your trim panels by the rear seats on the top in order to make room for the bar to sit flush and for that steel bar to go in. But otherwise, again, it is a bolt-on kit, and everything you need, the brackets and any additional hardware that is required, is going to be included in the kit too. So with that, let's go ahead and hand the torch over to one of our AM customers who's going to show you how to get this installed on your own Mustang.
Okay, so we have the tools needed to install this style bar. A drill, 2-inch hole saw, a pry tool, socket, 7mm, 8mm, 10mm, 13mm, and 15mm sockets. 6mm Allen key, and that should do it. Okay, so the first step is to reach under the seat and pull the tabs. That's where the tabs are located. Next, we're going to remove the seatbelt trim using the pry tool. You can actually probably get it up with your hand. Next, we're going to pull this top trim piece off. It just says firmly pull it on the Next, we're just going to take this panel off, same on both sides. Pull them straight through the pop right out. Next, we're going to take the transponder loose. It requires a 7mm and an 8mm. This one right here is the 7mm. It says keep up with all this because it's going back in. This is the 8mm. And there's a pull out. Next, we're going to remove the speaker. There's 2 10mm and 1 7. And it's going to be the same thing on the other side. Next, we're going to pop these grommets out. Next, we'll be installing these styling brackets. Okay, so now we're going to take this bolt out. 15 millimeter, 10 millimeter, and then we're going to add one here. Now we have to add the provided bolt and washer. It's going to do the same thing on this side. It's also important to leave these bolts kind of loose so you can line everything up and then tighten. Add the provided bolt. Alright, now we're going to reinstall the speakers. I've already set this back on here. And it's going to be the same thing on the other side. So I missed a step earlier. This bracket won't be used. So take the transponder off and add tape on the back. So this is no longer used. So you add this provided tape to the back of the transponder, and then you adhere it to the panel when we put it back on there. So next we cut out, there's a template provided on the instructions. Cut these out and we'll place them in the cover. Okay, so I have the templates in here. Apparently you should cut it a little bit bigger so it fits in the square, but it still looks, it's mainly to get that drill point. So in the instructions it kind of shows it pushed in the corner like that. Alright, so now we're going to take the 1/8 inch drill bit, use the template and drill a hole through. Okay, so now it says to put some masking tape over the pre-drill. It's just to help protect it when we do the 2-inch hole saw. Now we take 2-inch hole saw, go in our pilot. Tape wasn't great, but it didn't. It's a clean hole. So it didn't hurt it. All right, now it's time to start putting it back together. You see that hole lines up perfectly with it. And it's going to be the same thing on the other side. Now we're going to put the seats back in. Now it's finally time to actually put it on here. So this next part is actually one of the tougher parts. That 6mm Allen. It's way back there. So luckily I had this extension that it takes every bit of that. So that's one thing to note when you're installing this. And that's it, installed. Absolutely love the look of that style bar.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install of the MMD styling bar fitting 2015 to 2023 Mustang convertibles. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, for all things Mustang, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.